With the obvious need to strip down the majority of the roster for the Minnesota Vikings in the sake of the rebuild, primarily on defense, that is with the exception of Danielle Hunter, although with 1 year left on his contract remaining, if you can get a first-round pick via trade, you might have to entertain that. Still, on the offensive side of the ball, not so dramatic. The interior offensive line, wide receiver 2, and quarterback, those all need to be addressed. And within all of that, Justin Jefferson, he wants to won a championship at the college level, and he wants to do the same in the pros. Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, his LSU buddies, he's watching in the background Jefferson, watching his guys over in Cincinnati make it to their second straight AFC championship game. And all the while, Jefferson just finished his third year, finally made it to the playoffs for the first time, only to go one and done. That's got to be frustrating. He's the best receiver in the league. I just don't want to see a situation where Minnesota has to relive Percy, Harvin, and Stefon Diggs. Another star wide receiver who's over Minnesota and forces his way out via trade. Although Diggs 2.0 is currently in progress in Buffalo with Stefon Diggs. It's come full circle. You can't make this stuff up. But for the Vikings front office, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, you have to keep Jefferson happy. How do you do that? Because I'm telling you right now, watching these playoffs, it's clear that the Vikings are maybe 2 years away from being actual contenders. Maybe. Best case scenario. How do you keep 18 spirits up in the process? Well, first off, you need to give this man all the money. He'll be the highest paid wideout in league history, at least momentarily anyway, because this year it would be him, the following year someone else, and so on and so forth. But seeing all those zeros when signing his new contract should ideally take his mind off the current state of the team, temporarily anyway, because the excitement of new money will only last for so long. So secondly, you need to find a quarterback in this draft. Put in place a succession plan for Kirk Cousins when he moves on. You're not going to accomplish that in free agency or by trading for Trey Lance. You need to show by doing this in the draft that we mean business. So even if he doesn't play in 2023, and assuming that Kirk is still here, Jefferson, he'll still get all the yards and break all the records, all the while seeing the new guy in practice all season long. So when Kirk moves on after 23, you've got something to look forward to in 2024. Or conversely, the rookie quarterback doesn't look great in practice, and the way that I see it, you've got one more shot at this thing to make this right. Next offseason, a year from now. It's going to take a Hail Mary, but if you've determined that at the quarterback spot that you're in another Kellen Mond situation, okay. Sell the farm for the number 1 pick in the 2024 draft. 3 first-round picks and some change, whatever it takes to select Caleb Williams. Quarterback of the future, solved. And with the development of the 22 and 23 draft classes, Over the Cap has the 2024 Vikings with an estimated $98.5 million in cap space. And that's with guys like Thielen, Zadarius Smith, Hitman, and Dalvin Cook still on the books, which we know they absolutely will not be. If you account for those players, the cap jumps up to $157 million. Even with the loss of draft picks for the foreseeable future, you're going to have the Brinks truck of money to go crazy with in free agency. Therefore, Caleb Williams, he's your starting quarterback. Go top shelf when it comes to the defense, and suddenly you may find yourself in a situation where Philadelphia is right now. Rookie contract at quarterback, loaded everywhere else. Jefferson's happy, Vikings are contending. Now, it's going to take an overdrive level of aggression from Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Going to take a lot of work, but it's possible. Or, literally, none of this happens at all. Jefferson gets jaded, forces his way out of Minnesota, and the rebuild stays in the crock pot on low for at least another 2 years after that.